On the Edge. Welcome to On the Edge, a podcast about table tennis and, that little white ball that goes so fast. I'm Marie Migaud, a professional table tennis player, and I want to put the spotlight on the personalities involved in the sport and share the stories. Whether they are players, trainers, coaches, therapists, or even more, I'm letting their voices guide us through their careers, their difficulties, and their differences. Yes, I deeply believe that each of us has something unique to give. So get ready to open your ears wide and bon voyage!
You are actually not a table tennis player. You are a human being who happens to play table tennis.
Yeah.
But you need to escape from table tennis sometime. Otherwise, you will end up be happy when you win and sad when you lose. As a coach, you give. You can never think that you should get anything back. And we have to super perform. We have to be super normal all the time. We cannot be normal. We need to be super normal. You have the mental game of karate, let's say. You are so close. You have the tempo of Formula 1. And you have the tactics and how to think like chess.
If I had to choose one sentence to describe this episode, it would be impossible. Linus Mernsten is with us, talking about table tennis, coaching, and much more. He shares his wisdom, knowledge, and curiosity that he has gained over the years in this sport. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the talk. So, hello Linus, thank you very much for this time.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So before we start, I want to ask you to present yourself. So who are you?
Linus Mernsten. I'm 56 years old. I'm Swedish. And I worked as a national coach almost, it's a long time now. It's 30 years. In 5 different countries. Sweden, Luxembourg 2 times, Spain, England, and the last 10.5 years in Denmark.
So you were the national coach for all these countries?
Yes.
Okay. What did you learn from this?
Oh, I learned a lot. We don't have so much time. But I learned generally each country have their own culture. And you should never be arrogant and think that you can put the Swedish culture into Luxembourg or Spain. So you need to navigate the landscape. You need first to see how the landscape is and what you can add. Because you can never change a whole country and mentality. You need to first to find out and see the strength of each nation, have strengths, and see if you can add something.
And how did you adapt to all these cultures and...
Yeah, well, you have to adapt. Because you're a guest in the country. So you need to be humble about their culture in the specific cases and to learn. I mean, I'm quite curious as a person, so for me it was actually never a problem.
Open-minded?
I hope so. But I think I learned also that if you put the plus and minuses together in each of these countries where I worked, it's 0.
Okay.
Each country have different strong sides and different problems.
Yeah.
So, but when you sum it up, okay, it's square, even square.
So now you are 10 years in Denmark?
Yeah.
You are working with very good players, all left-handers.
Yes, true.
Everyone is different, special I would say. So what's your method? Like, what's your way of coaching?
My method is very simple. There is no method. No, but I think the key point in my coaching is I try to work with the human being first and the players after that. Yeah. Because it's an individual sport, and that's a little bit a cliche in table tennis. But if you say it's an individual, you need to work individual. And each player is different. You need to see what each player needs and what they can and what their strong sides are.
I feel like I was playing before, yes, for French team. And when I was younger, everyone was put in the same bag. You know, we had same practice time, same exercises, same mindset. But over the years now, I think that it's opening. Like I see the last 2 years, also in France, I see it's better and better. So, like you were all the time working like that, or did you also improve that way over the time?
For sure, I did improve. I think I made almost every mistake you can make as a coach.
For example?
No, but I mean, when I was a young coach, I thought I knew everything, and it should be my way or no way. And I think this is being a young coach. But you need to learn from your mistakes. I wish that I had a mentor or something when I was a young coach who could help me in some ways, not to think that I need to control everything, because with 9-9 you're bloody alone in that box.
And you never had a mentor?
No, I did almost everything by myself.
Okay. So no one to follow, actually?
No, but I think I'm quite good at stealing. So I stole a lot from so many coaches and players in different sports and table tennis, and put it to myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm also an individual. I'm not a machine like some players think that coaches are all the same. I mean, I have strong sides and I have weak sides.
You have emotions?
A lot of emotions, but I think I learned not to show them too much.
You learned, but how did you learn it? Do you have some rituals, maybe? Like in the morning or in the evening or after practice session or after a tournament, do you come back to it? You reflect on it?
I think I reflect all the time. I mean, basically, if you're a national coach, it's a way of life. It's not a job. If you're a club coach, you can pretty much select. But as a national coach, it's like a way of life. Yeah. So I think I'm reflecting, thinking all the time. Yeah. What I learned is more like when I'm with my family or with my friends, I'm there. I'm not with table tennis. Then I need to cut it out to be present.
So you can switch off easily?
I've learned the hard way.
This is very tough to do, I think, to switch off.
But you need to, because my family deserves my 100% attention when I'm there. It's disrespectful if I don't give them that. Yeah. But like I said, it took some years to find out.
Like how do you do it after a tournament, for example?
First of all, it's important I keep myself fit. I practice a lot. Try to practice at least one hour every day.
Like physically?
Physically, yeah. And then when I'm home, I'm home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And your son is today with you on in Singapore tournament. Do you like it to have your son here? It's
different, let's say.
Yes.
So I mean, he knows me quite good. So he knows when I'm like in table tennis mode and when I have time for him. And he it's the first time he joins for a tournament, and he's been saving money for it. So my obligation is also when I have spare time here to give him a good experience.
So you told him he can come, but that he has to save money, right?
Yes.
So that was the rule?
Yes.
Do you have any rule with your players as well?
No, but I think generally I expect them to invest. Because if you don't invest, you will not go that extra meter. Then it can be investment in many things. That can be you move abroad, or you pay the tournament, or you pay a coach or something. But you need to invest, otherwise I don't think you can reach the top.
So actually when you see that a player can be good, you take this in account?
This is maybe the main thing, to see the drive, to see what is the drive of this player. I always try to find out. I mean, some players, they just play for money. Some players play for fame. Some players play for reputation or winning the medals. To be honest, I don't care what their incentives are to be good, but they need to have a drive.
Yeah, and that drive, you also, as you said, some people are playing for money, for fame. So if you see that this player is playing for fame, then you will also try to motivate him on that way, or
then I have a tool.
Yeah.
I have a tool, and most likely the player don't know that I know.
Yeah, you're hiding that. It's good to invest, but it's good also to have some times off, I think.
Yes.
I couldn't have time off. I tried, but I burnt, kind of. Did you have any players or people that you know who was in that case?
I think as a coach, you have done a bloody bad job if a player burns. Because in my opinion, you should rest when you're not dead. So the rest is a positive thing. So it goes from like 0 to plus. But if you rest when it's already too late, you go from minus to 0. And we cannot afford that in our sport, because then you will burn. So I think this is one key point to see if the players, where they are, to know how they are feeling, what condition are they in. It's also important to know their social life, to see if they have some problems at home or something. Because, I mean, generally, if you feel good, you can perform good.
Yeah.
If you don't feel good, it's hard.
So you discuss with them about this? Or?
I think it's different. Some players don't want to discuss it with me. Some players, they want to discuss it. But the most important thing is that I know.
So you feel it also?
I have to ask. I have to build a relation with the players so they can tell me. If there is something wrong, I need to know, because I cannot go around guessing.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they want my help, they need to be honest.
Yeah. You work only with men, also with women?
I work with both. I worked in Luxembourg. I work with Nichalin, for example, and Sarah Denutte when she was young. I can work with women, I can work with men, but I will never ever mix it up.
Okay, why?
Because I think it's two different sports.
Yeah.
You have the same rules, but it's two different sports, two different approach. So I prefer to work with men or with women, not mix.
Yeah. So about the health of the players in this system, and I mean, it's a crazy life. Yes, we can say we are traveling a lot, spending a lot of money also financially. So what you can say about mental health of the players?
I think we are in the danger zone now, because when I look at it from a helicopter perspective, and I see some players, and I'm thinking, okay, for the future, is it possible to have a family, for example, to travel like this? Is it possible to earn some money from the clubs? Because right now, okay, it's a race to Paris, but there is a life after Paris also. And what I see now with this calendar, what the players are having, I'm really concerned for the future and the health of the players.
Yeah. What do you think is the solution to that?
I think there is, first you need to evaluate the international system. I'm speaking for Europe. Without the clubs and the club system, we are dead. Because without the clubs, we will not get any players on high level. So I think we really need to take care about the clubs. So somehow you need to find a balance between these clubs and international play. But as it is now, we have a system like is copy of tennis. Unfortunately, we forgot the money in that system. So it's difficult. So I'm not the one to tell how it should be, but I think there need to be changes. Yeah.
What is the state of coaching in Europe now, today?
I have some. I mean, it's a little bit like same for the players. I spend time with the coaches that gives me positive energy and that have the same drive and curiosity as me. Yeah. I think there are many good coaches out there. Many good coaches that maybe not are recognized because they are not famous. I would say that without these men and women, we would not have the players that I'm working with or somebody else is working with. So I think we should need to give more credit to these guys.
And is it hard to become a coach, like to go into this system and do really something?
I mean, I spoke with my mother 30 years ago. I'm from an academic family, and she was a teacher, and she said, if she replied, I said, I will take 1 year off from the university. It was my last year in the economic studies, and I will take 1 year off because I was coaching Eslöv, a Swedish club, and we went up to Super League, so I was totally into that. So I will take 1 year off. And she said, are you bloody stupid? Normally she always let me do my thing. Are you stupid? I mean, there are not 10 people in Europe that can survive as table tennis coaches. And then I said, quite arrogant, okay, then I need to be top 10 then. And was quite good because it kept me on my toes, and I had to prove to my mother that I was right. And I took that year off, and that year is still going on.
Wow. So you needed like this determination somehow to really continue and pursue what you wanted to do, right? You didn't have any help, like you needed to...
No, it was my decision.
Action it, yeah.
I cannot recommend it. It was unbelievably stupid decision not to make the last year at the university.
Yeah, but this is what you wanted, right?
Yeah, but
without anything
I
back.
was young and stupid.
But that's good sometimes, no?
I don't think so. I should have done that year.
Okay.
It's stupid.
So you still regret it now?
Yes, it annoys me that I can be so stupid, because I fancy myself not to be so stupid.
Okay. Do you say this to your players too?
Yes.
That what do you tell them?
Always have one leg outside table tennis.
Okay. And they have?
Some of them.
Okay.
I mean, some of them, but it's their choice. But they should never come after and say, I didn't get the information.
Yeah.
So I think also it's healthy to not only to think about table tennis.
To have the balance, yeah.
Yes, to have a balance. Now I took some decision for myself some years ago that I should always study something outside table tennis. I have so much time at hotel rooms and so on. So I always have something that I do study.
Yeah. It's also like you can also relax in some way because you switch off completely your brain from doing something every day.
Yes.
That you can...
For sure. And for the players also, because it's a fear that you become the table tennis player. I mean, you are actually not a table tennis player. You are a human being who happens to play table tennis. Yeah. But you need to escape from table tennis sometime. Otherwise, you will end up be happy when you win and sad when you lose.
Is it easy to tell them this when they are young?
It's easy to tell them, but to get the effect, I'm not sure. But I think you need to start with this when they are young to understand that it's a career, it's a profession, because you need to understand that there is a way forward, and you need to see this way.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I think you lose confidence if you only play table tennis.
Yes, I completely agree with that part.
Okay, that's nice.
I had 5 years of studies. 5 years, and as a woman, it's also maybe harder than men's. Yes, because I don't earn as much as money as men's in France, at least. But I started the last year of my career, and I found it like more balanced. So I would do it earlier if I would know it. But somehow I was in my like bubble thing with only table tennis, and people around me were also telling me only about table tennis. So I didn't have anyone or anybody like to tell me, okay, Marie, like stop, like really, like start something other, because I think I have also some possibility to do something else, but I never experienced that.
Well, I think also there will be a life after table tennis.
Yeah.
And to be honest, okay, as a top player, you can be a good coach, but it's rarely, because you're used to think 24/7 only on of yourself. And as a coach, you need to switch it to think 24/7 to everybody else except yourself.
Yes.
So I think I hope that the next generation players, they have something so they can choose, so they're not obliged to stay in table tennis.
Yeah.
Because that is hard.
Was it easy for you to give and to receive less in your job?
I mean, I as a coach, you give. You can never think that you should get anything back. But I know myself pretty good. I know if I did something good, I don't need people to tell me.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. But I know that other coaches they desperately want some recognition or something. But that's hard. That's maybe the wrong job then.
Because you are good with yourself.
Yeah, pretty much know where I am.
Yes, so that's better. I mean, you're 56 years old.
Yes.
So it's also...
But I was actually always like this. I never had any need for external appreciation.
Yeah.
I know if I do something good, I also know when I do something bad.
Yeah. This, for example, last year, I needed like 100% all the time.
But you know, every human being needs to hear that they did something good, or you get some positive feedback. Of course, it's really nice if some of the players said that you did this good, or thank you for this. It's really nice. But if I don't get it, I'm also okay.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't expect the players to say thank you all the time.
Yeah. You say things to them also, right?
Yeah, if they help me with something or I learn, I mean, I learned 90% of what I do, I learned from players.
Yeah.
But they never think about it that way.
Yeah.
They think I should teach them all the time, but I mean, my knowledge is also moving. I mean, I have the same demand. I have a demand that the player should work every day to be better, and I have exactly the same demands on myself.
How do you work with them? What is, let's say, a week with Danish team in the hall?
You cannot say like that. We are a special team.
That's why it's interesting.
No, it's basically we have 6, 7, 8 sessions planned in the hall, and each player should know what they work on when they come to the hall. I don't put any exercise together unless we have like a goal that, okay, Monday, Tuesday we make some intervals of footwork, things that maybe players need a little bit pushed to do. Otherwise it's very individual. So I mean, I meet them so often, so we speak so much, so we have these informal meetings all the time, what to work on. And then I mean, the two biggest things is to find the right balls, what they want to play with, the right tables, what they want to play with, and to balance it when they have French league or Polish league or French league. So I mean, it's really to take it off the bounds. So I cannot say a week is like that. I mean, in my head, the perfect week, it's far away.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you trying sometimes to put them out of their comfort zone?
I need to, because if you play at high level, every point is out of the comfort zone. Every point is uncomfortable to play. So I need to. In a small country like Denmark, we don't have so much domestic competition, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is automatically in Germany, in France, and before it was also in Sweden. So I need to create these things to keep them on the toes, speak about it. We have, for example, one rule in our group that we don't play any points if there is not a bet.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
They like it?
Some, those who are winning most.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to be the worst in the group because you have to pay lunches and sodas all the time. But I mean, this is how it is. You again, you need to invest. You need to invest, and you need to put the bet exactly where it hurts if you lose.
Yeah.
So we need to practice similar to how we play match. A match is uncomfortable. That we need to put into practice also. But I think also it's culture. If you grew up with something, you are comfortable with that. I mean, for example, the Alexis and Felix, they grew up with points and a lot of games. Yeah, you cannot just take that and think that, okay, now we do like the LeBron brothers. You cannot do that. Yeah. You can take some ideas, which we did, and learn from them, because they are way ahead of the rest of the table tennis world. Yeah. Then you have players, like if you're building your game on stability and safety, I mean, okay, you need to practice stability and safety. If you see before, when you saw Vladi practice, it was many touches all the time. When you see Freitas touches, he never miss. He makes his exercises, but this is also his game. Yeah. But for example, Anders Lind could never practice like this.
He is amazing, this guy.
Yeah, he's different.
Yeah.
But he could never practice like this, because in his head it has nothing to do with a match. So he needs to find challenges so he feels that, okay, this I can use in a match. Yeah. And we tried many things and we did many mistakes. Now we found something for him. And then I have Jonathan on the other side, where everything is about concentration, mental, cheating the opponent, disturbing rhythm, and it's different world.
Yeah.
They practice different, and I mean, I see Darko practice. He practice also quite like simple.
Yeah.
So I think it's individual, but as a player you should try all ways of practice, and then you find your own way
to see what fits. Yeah, I love this talk because I mean I love this game. Yes, it's a game, and sometimes we forget it that it's a game, or like at least I forget it sometimes.
I don't.
You don't, right? Yeah, but that's also I feel like the men's also are more relaxed sometimes than women's.
I don't know actually. I mean, now I haven't worked on the female side of the tour for the last 15 years, but I think the men, they are not more relaxed, but maybe they have a little bit more confidence in the hall, so it looks like they're relaxed. Okay. They have exactly the same problem as everybody else.
Yeah.
So I think it's more curiosity to speak about table tennis, to think about table tennis, to watch table tennis. I mean, this is the key point.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go in a bus with the top 5 of the top 20 players in Europe by the men, I mean, come on, you get the tactics from 1 to 30 in the world within 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because everybody speaks about, he's making this, and did you see this match? And
I remember Felix and Alexis, when they arrived on the tour, they were still playing the French system, like French league and French tournaments, and they arrived on the tour and they were like, okay, now I'm playing Lin Yunju. How much he is in the French ranking, you know? How much you would put him, you know? And they were like, I would put him first. And they were like betting on this, you know? Who is the best in the world system than French system, you know? And it was a game.
It's nice.
You know, when you are in tournaments and we are so focused, and they are very focused, but they have this lightness, you know.
I think that they know when to be relaxed, when to be focused.
Yeah.
So I think also if you grew up with this system, which I try to learn more about, spoke a lot with Antoine Hachard, who has some input there, and I try to learn, and I hope I can take some free time in the next year where I just want to get inspiration, and I hope to come to Montpellier for 2 weeks and just be fly on the wall and just sit there without any stress with players, just to learn more. So
you are an individual who is staying a bit like back on the back, or you are very active in the hall, let's say?
I think I need. I mean, if you work every day with players, the challenge is not to speak too much. So I think because they're tired of you anyway. I mean, it's normal. So I try to speak when it's important. And also, if I said something 5 times and they still don't get it, in my opinion, okay, then I shut up.
And you come back later with something else? Something different?
Timing is everything. But sometimes, you know, if I speak with one player about forehand flick and he's fully focused on the backhand topspin, I just kill his session. So I need to speak outside the hall about these things. Because the practice time, we need to have quality, 100% quality, not 99, not 80, 100%. Then if we can go for 45 minutes or 2 hours or 3 hours, but it must be 100%.
Yes.
So therefore I'm very careful not to speak too much. Many times I want to speak more than I do.
You prefer to coach or to be the coach on the practice? For you, is it the same or is it different?
To coach is, I mean, for me it's always discussion between the players and the coach. I mean, I'm just an extra help. I'm 2 more eyes. So it's not like we have a vertical relation. We have a horizontal relation. In the end, I need to make some hard decisions. I need to select the team. Okay, that's how it is. But we are working mates, actually.
What is your best memory as a Danish coach?
The best memory?
Yeah. Where you feel like, you know, emotions are up.
There are many where emotions are up. But to be honest, one of my biggest weaknesses, and I will not tell you the rest here, is that I have a problem to enjoy success. I always want to go one step more. So I would love to sit down with maybe a glass of wine just to enjoy, but I can't. And I really try to be better on it, but it's quite hard.
So you don't need to hear something external.
No.
That you are good, and you cannot enjoy the success
No.
as much as you want to.
No, this is a big problem.
Okay.
So I mean, but I remember when we played one World Championship in Malaysia, and I felt for first time I was proud to be in this team, because things when I came to Denmark maybe weren't working as I like to have it, let's say. Yeah. So when I felt that all this basic stuff, how to behave and everything, that okay, now we can start to build something. So this is maybe one memory, and then a lot of other memories are just results.
But why is it problem for you to not be able to enjoy the success?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I think also that is why I still have energy. I was always thinking, okay, maybe when I'm 56 years old, maybe I'm tired. I'm not tired. I'm still curious, and I still want to go one step further. So I for example, now when we reached in quarterfinal for the first time with the Danish team at the World Championship, we were so close to medal. I know that if you want to win the second set there, so I'm still, I cannot enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm still just.
And you feel the disappointment?
Yes.
A lot?
I want to win.
Yeah, I know, but you can't enjoy the success, so...
No.
Do you feel the disappointment more?
Yes.
You go fast out and then in again, or?
But it's the same mechanism.
Okay.
It's like this, and then how can we do to make it better?
Okay.
So there is always, I have no problem if I can see that we can do something to make it better. I can work unbelievably much. If I see there is a limit, then I have a problem.
Yeah.
If I see that this is the end of the road, then I have a problem. Then I think I should seek something else.
It feels like you take distance on everything. You know, you're a bit higher. You analyze. You don't feel much, but you analyze a lot. Is it like that?
Yeah, maybe. But I feel. I mean,
I know you feel.
Inside, I feel. But I think also that the key point in this sport are so small margins, so you need to think details all the time.
Yeah.
And a result is a result, but what you can use the result or a tournament, you can use it for next week.
Yeah. Can you sleep at night?
I mean, of course, at big tournaments you have less sleep. This is normal. But in the daily work, I mean, it's there you need to be professional.
Yeah.
This is the night. I mean, you expect from the players that they sleep at night, and then I need to expect it from myself as well.
I know, but sometimes we can't because we are. You know,
but that goes for me too.
That goes for
Yes.
you too. Okay.
But normally I can sleep quite good at night. It's not like that, but I'm quite good at. I write it down in my mobile phone. Before I had a notebook, but one time I was always taking note in this notebook. But the one time I can tell this story now. Jonathan was stressed in one tournament, and he said, "Take away this notebook. It makes me nervous." Okay, and I stopped with the notebook.
Okay. So
now he has a notebook. So I told him now a few weeks ago, maybe I can go back with my old notebook now. Yeah, maybe we can try now. It's
so
quite
now
fun.
you note on your phone.
Yes.
And you note like what went on in the day, like your feelings, like.
I mean, it's different. I mean, on every player I have let's say like I put all notes that are not normal. I mean, if you have a player, for example, that always have a problem with shoulders after rest. So if a player have problem with shoulder, I write down shoulder problem, and I write down which period something.
Yeah.
Then you can see if this goes again.
Okay.
And then you can maybe take action, because players are like everybody else. If everything goes, it's quite It's like a Volvo, steady. But there are ups and downs, and if you take notes, you can act faster, and you can many times act more precise to help.
Yeah. You are very good as a coach, huh? I've heard many things from outside that you are very good. You consider yourself as a good coach?
I must, because no player wants a coach without confidence.
That's true. But overconfidence is not good either.
Also not for a player.
Yeah, I mean for the player.
Yeah, but also not for the coach.
Not for the coach, yeah.
The only thing I know is that I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm quite good at what I'm doing. This I have to believe.
Yes. So Magnus told me that you know about conflicts, how to solve conflicts. What can you say on it?
Magnus speaks so much. I mean, in every relations there are conflicts, and it's normal. It's in your private life. It's with players. It's we are living on the edge. We have to be
edge.
Yeah,
my podcast.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we have to super perform. We have to be super normal all the time. We cannot be normal. We need to be super normal. So of course there are conflicts. I think also first with conflicts, it's not to take them personal. Okay. I think this is really important for a coach. And to find the timing when to put things on the table, I think is very important. And not only the timing, the environment. To solve things in the hall when something explodes, it's not the best way. So I think it's a little bit like I said in the beginning. You need to know the landscape, and you need to know how to navigate the landscape. So there are only solutions that works and don't work. There are no good solution or bad solution. So the key point is that you need to solve the problem. How is of less importance.
Do you have any example?
No, the only thing I have an example actually, which come to mind when we were at a coaching course with all the national coaches in different sports in Denmark. Yeah. And we got some tricky ones with an old tennis player who were like going out in the training camps and stuff. They put with actors, really good actors. It was so much fun. Okay. And some of my colleagues there, they tried to solve these problems. I will not go into detail, it takes too long. And I was really holy what they were like putting it formal, formal and everything. I was, come on, this will never work. So there I got the chance in the end, and I solved it, I think, in a different way. But I solved it. Different way? Yes. Means? Not putting myself over the athlete. So I think I took him to a cafe, and he was out the day after, and he had won some money, and he had some prostitutes on the room, and so it was quite nasty one. And I congratulated him to his win, and I think it was a very wise investment on these prostitutes, and we took it from there. Yeah. So in the end, we put the eye on the ball, and he was starting to speak about the other young players, and I said, no, we're not speaking about them, we're speaking about you. So I think if you should take one thing in conflict solving is keep the eye on the ball. You said that we have to be superhuman today and not normal. What does it mean? It means that normal don't win medals. Supernormal can win medals. Yeah. Simple, right? Yes. Not simple, very difficult, but I think simple. It's important to try to find quotes like this to keep it simple. Because table tennis is already invented, and we know that you have to win the last point. Yeah. And you don't need to reinvent it or make it more complicated as it is, because it is complicated. It is a hard sport, right? It's a very difficult sport. One of the hardest sports. I cannot recommend this sport to anybody if you don't have the drive and you really have the passion for it, because it will kill you. But I feel like this sport, there is so many passionate about this sport. It's taking you know. So many fans also around the world, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to understand, but you can understand many things if you know sport, about the mental game, you're standing so close, you have eye contact. When shall I seek eye contact?
Yeah.
When shall I not seek eye contact? When shall I play fast? When shall I slow down?
These things, how did you learn that?
I think this is in the Swedish genes.
Yes?
Yeah, I learned many things. The best coaching course I ever had was when I'm 2 years younger than Jan-Ove Wallner.
Yeah.
And he was...
He's pretty good player.
He was decent. He was decent. But for all, he understood the game. And one time we were sitting in Bremen, drinking coffee for 6.5 hours, just speaking table tennis. And after that, I understood how he was thinking. And I understood how simple it was, logic. And that helped me a lot to understand these things.
And for this, you need to be someone else, or you can learn this?
I think everybody can learn, but it's about, you need to be good at winning. Not only in table tennis. It must be in your genes that you're good at winning.
Winning means like...
How to win.
How to win.
I play a lot of paddle in some leagues.
Okay.
I have won so many matches just because I know how to win.
Yeah.
Even if they are better technically and physically.
How you would compare this sport with any other sport? Like, not compare, like, which sport would be same like table tennis?
I don't think there is any sport even close, because it's like... I think
maybe two sports at the same time?
I mean, you have the mental game of karate, let's say, you are so close. And you have the tempo of Formula 1, and you have the tactics and how to think like chess. So, I mean, it's so complex, and I think if you understand it, it's the best sport in the world, but it's really difficult to understand for people outside.
Yeah.
They don't see the extra touch of the players.
Yeah. What Werner told you about the logical game?
I mean, it's quite simple. If everybody is doing one thing, okay, I do something else, because then they will not be used to what I'm doing. If you cook it down.
Yeah.
And also to analyze your opponent mentally.
Yeah.
Is, I think, even more important than tactically, because the players at the top, they are so talented. They know how to play tactics. They know. On the level top 50 in the world, you're more there as a moral support. You can give some ideas sometimes, but normally they know how to play. But to prepare them, they like the mental part and make them feel good and look at the opponent. And I think this is especially for young players, have a problem to focus. They focus too much on themselves. They should focus on the opponent. I mean, it's enough if you beat the opponent. You should not both beat yourself and the opponent.
Yeah.
It's too much many times.
Yeah. So, in the coaching during the match, for example, your player lose the first set or whatever, you will ask him to watch the opponent and to check.
No, I think it's very different. I mean, each player have different approach and what they want to hear and what they don't want to hear. Yeah. So I always check with the players what do you want to hear, what do you don't want to hear. So I mean, now I worked with some of my players for some years. Many times we don't need to say anything. And then I mean, now I work mostly with Anders and Jonathan, and they're so different as characters. So I mean, what I sometimes have to say to Anders, Jonathan would kill me if I even spoke that way to him. I mean, for me, I'm just trying to do my best so they can perform the best.
You're a chameleon.
I have to be.
Yeah.
I have to be.
But not every coach have this, you know.
I mean, I think it's same there, that not every player have a good backhand. Yeah. I think coaches are good at different stuff. I think the best thing we can do, and I love to work in a coaching team, but I would like to work with 3 more Linus. It would be a disaster. Yeah. So now I'm lucky to work with Magnus, who is much younger than I am, and is very intelligent and sees things in his way. And if I can add that with 1 or 2 different characters, different competences, I think we have the perfect coaching team.
Yeah.
And especially I would love to work with an open-minded from Asia.
From Asia?
Yes, so we have this, if you can connect the European and the Asian thinking without prestige, I think it must be a success.
Yeah. What do you want to give to your kids later, from what you've learned into your life?
Kids are more difficult. Much more difficult, because they don't listen to Papa. They listen to everybody else. No, I think they should know that they do what they want. They choose what they want. They must know if they want to achieve something, you need to put some effort in. And to behave. To behave and do your best is basically the rule we have.
Yeah. And what you are proud of about yourself? I know it's hard for you to be proud, but one thing you can find.
I'm quite proud, actually, that I'm still curious. I still have the drive and passion. This I'm proud of.
And what do you want to improve for the next chapter of your life?
My overhead game in paddle is lousy as everybody else from table tennis. So this would be nice to have a kick smash.
Okay.
But this is not realistic. So no, I just want to learn more, and hopefully I can find more tools to help the players.
Yeah.
So it's not like I need to do that or that. It's more like, okay, I need to be a better version of myself. Exactly what I expect from my players.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you. And if you want to help the podcast because you like it, don't hesitate to click on 5 stars, to share it around you, and support me on Tipeee.